Alright, I had to shoot another quick little video. We've already got one coming out. You should see it soon that really explains the difference between hemp and marijuana. This video, I wanted to show you guys what you can do with the flower. So everybody's asking, do I have to smoke it? Is it like marijuana? I mean, it's similar, but no, you don't have to smoke it. So just in case you haven't noticed yet, see if I can get this to come up. It's so bright. Maybe over here on this side. Okay, so Arbuckle Organics, that's the name of my family's hemp farm. And today we're talking about what to do with the flower. Yes, you can make your own pre-rolls, or I guess they're not pre-rolls if you're making them, are they? They're just like hemp joints. I'm not a big smoker, so I don't do a lot of that. I'm more into utilizing them for things like tea. So I actually take the flower itself. So like if I were going to take one of these pretty little flowers here. I say little. They're not so little. Look at that. This is a hemp flower. So I would just take some of that and crumble it up in my metal mesh ball that I use for tea. And I would place it in there and then place some jasmine tea or green tea, oolong tea, black tea, lavender. Like there are so many different types of tea you can mix it with. Just depends on the time of the day. So in the morning, probably want to go with like a green tea or something that's going to give you energy. In the evening, like lavender or something that kind of just relaxes you. So you probably already have your own favorite. You just take a little bit of this stuff and add it in there with it and you're good to go. You can also decarboxylate it first. What is that? If you're like me, I had no clue what that meant until just a few weeks ago when I started looking up what all I can do with this stuff. So you take the flour, however much you want, and you're going to put it on a cookie sheet and throw it in the oven at 200 degrees. Basically, the key is you want a really low temperature for a really long time. So 200 degrees at 90 minutes. Maybe do it a little faster, 230 degrees at 60 minutes. I just went online and looked stuff up and found a bunch of different ways to do it and have been playing with it. And I didn't see a big, huge difference in those temps, so I just assume it's better to do lower, slower. So you take that and it's going to turn it kind of brown. You don't want to go black. You don't want to burn it because you're going to burn off all of the good cannabinoids and terpenes. You just want to do it enough to decarboxylate it. Anyway, that's going to activate the cannabinoids and you're just going to feel more of the beneficial effects of the CBD. It's also going to activate, like any THCA, it's going to turn into THC. Any of the CBDA, it's going to turn into CBD. So it's just going to make it more readily available for your body. Anyway, pull it out of the oven, and it's going to crumble so easy. Like, let it cool, because it's going to be super hot, of course. Anyway, once it cools, just crumble it up, and you'll get that little bitty stem out of there, and then you're going to take it and put it in your oil, your butter. I like to use coconut oil, but really any oil you feel like infusing, you can do that. And apparently the sun has moved because that is so bright right there. Maybe I should move this computer. There we go. Anyway, once you put it in your oil, you can, there's so many ways you can do it. You can do it just on the stovetop and do it really quick. And you just want to make sure you don't really burn it in there, but you're going to really brown it. So you're essentially like frying the hemp. Like I said, I looked up a whole bunch of different recipes you can use. If you've got an Instant Pot, you can infuse it into the oil in there. It's going to take a little bit longer, but it's just up to you. And your house is really, really, really going to smell hempy or marijuana-y, however you want to say it. It all smells the same to me. But once you take the oil off the heat, probably want to let it cool down a little bit because it's really, really hot. Anyway, you're going to take like your cheesecloth or a really, really fine mesh strainer and run it through there. I guess you could leave it in there if you wanted, but you're going to have a really, really hempy taste and maybe a little grit with whatever you use in afterwards. So I strain it and take that off. Sometimes I've used that stuff that I strain off and made tea with it, and it's super, super strong, but I'm sure there's some kind of benefit to it. Right now I'm still in the play phase myself, if you will, still just trying out all the different methods of utilizing the flower. So you can, once you decarboxylate the hemp, before you infuse it into oil, you could go ahead and just utilize decarboxylated hemp, just put it in a little baggie or something to keep, and use that to make your tea with. There's like a million things to do, but once you decarboxylate and infuse it into an oil, you can use that oil for making brownies, for like if you wanted to make, I don't know, vegetable stir fries, you could use it in there. Anything you would use oil in or butter in, you could literally use your infused oil just to increase your CBD intake. So I guess the sky's kind of the limit there. I mix it in my coffee every morning. I know some people probably think that's crazy, but if you were me and you had seen the difference I've seen in my skin and just my overall feeling of just awesome, healthy feels, you would know why it's good. So I guess if you have any questions, let me know, or if you have any suggestions, I might start doing some videos on how to cook with it. I made some brownies and my family loved them. Pretty sure nobody realized it was in there until I told them. You couldn't taste it at all. Again, if you wanted to leave the hemp flower in there instead of straining it through that cloth, or if you used more, you would probably taste it a little more, but it's just up to you. Bye.